Hi guys, welcome to Sudeep was, and I hope you people are doing good, and I hope your preparation is now right back on track. All these days there was a lot of headache regarding filling of application. I hope you have submitted the application properly, and now it is time to switch back to your preparation, and hence this video is very important. This is episode 2 of Prelims Compass, where we discuss basics is everything. What do you mean by basics is everything? That means your entire success in prelims stands on how strong you are in basics. Now I am going to prove empirically with evidence that basics are very important, and unless you're strong in your basics, you will not be able to clear your prelims exam. This is for sure, and this you have to watch till the end to understand the importance of basics and how students will digress or get diverted in that aspect of current affairs and neglect the most important aspect of this exam, and that is basics. Now, before we jump into the technicalities of basics, I want to give you one general rule. This one general rule applies to all UPSC prelims exam. Keep this in your mind, write this in a board and keep it in your room, and always keep looking at it, and that is the cutoff in every UPSC prelims exam is always equal to the number of easy basic questions that are there in the paper. What do I mean by this? For example, this time in the 2024 prelims exam, there were around 50 easy basic questions, and the cutoff stands somewhere at 95 to 100. Now the last year, the number of easy basic questions came down. There were very little, so there were around 35 to 40 easy basic questions. So the cutoff stands somewhere from 75 to 80. So what I'm trying to tell is the cutoff will always over around the easy basic questions. Now what is easy basic questions? Easy basic questions means two things. One, how strong are you in your basics and how can you get the answer from your basics? The second is how strong are you in your basics and how can you apply the basics to get the answer? So both this, if you're strong in both these dimensions, how strong is your basics and you can get the answer? How strong can you apply the basics to get the answer? If you're strong in both these dimensions, no one can stop you from clearing prelims, because the number of questions that will match with these two dimensions will always be equal to the cutoff marks that it stands in that year in UPSC prelims. And this is for sure. You can do this. After watching the end of the video, I will show you how to empirically check whatever I'm telling, so that you can go back and reverse engineer it and try to identify it. What is the reason for doing this is to make you realize why you're trying to worry about those extreme questions, the 2025 extreme questions, and why are you not putting all your efforts in those areas where the returns are very high. This is the main reason I'm making this video. Basics is everything, and that is what we are going to see now. The first thing I want you to do is look at the screen. 2024 prelims, UPSC prelims paper has segregated all the questions on the basis of difficulty. So on the basis of difficulty, I have segregated the questions into three classifications. One is easy, the second is intermediate, and the third is difficult. Now, if you're looking at the screen, all the 100 questions that I have segregated is as you see. Now within the screen, if you're seeing the 2024 question paper analysis or division, you can see that the number of easy questions that you're seeing on the screen, almost 50%. That means 50 questions in 2024 were on the easier side. Okay, so this is the aspect that I'm showing on the screen. So just look at it. Now, once you've looked at it, you can argue with me telling that, sir, what is easy to you need not be easy to me. So this criteria is completely subjective and it need not be as scientific or objective as you're telling it to be. It is a fair argument and I agree to that argument, but the second step what I'm going to tell will prove otherwise. Now, what is the second step? Now, I will go subject wise. In every subject, I will show how many questions has come and how many questions do I consider it as easy. What I want you to do is, for every subject, I have listed out the topics where the question has come, and next to the topic, I have marked it whether it's easy, intermediate or difficult. So what I want you to do is, when I show you the subject, I will show you the total number of questions. I'll also show you the number of easy questions, and I will show you the topics that have come from that particular subject. So just make a note of the total questions, the easy questions, and when I show you the topics, I only want you to write down those topics I have marked as easy, because once you write all those down, you can go back to the 2024 paper and work out yourself and see if you can deduce the answer with your normal basic knowledge. If you're able to do that, that means the question should be easy. Now that will reinforce to you how important the basics are. So I hope you understood how we are going to reinforce ourselves the importance of basics. I'll repeat it again. I'm going to show you subject wise, the subject, the number of total questions that has come from that subject, the number of of easy questions within that subject, and then I will show you the topics. With the topics that are listed next to that subject, I have written which topics are easy, which topics are difficult, which topics are intermediate. You only have to pause the video, write down only those topics in that subject which are actually easy, because once you're done with all the subjects, you've got a list of all the topics that I consider as easy. So you can go back to the 2024 question paper, mark all those topics, and then solve them on your own and see how much you can solve. You will be surprised to see that you'll be able to solve almost 40 and 40 plus questions, and that should tell you the importance of basics, and that should tell you the secret to the success of clearing UPSC prelims is the basics. I hope you understand. Let us start off with it then. The first subject is polity. As you can see on the screen, you have 18 questions that came from polity in 2024, out of which 14 questions were easy. Polity was considered very easy in this year's UPSC Prelims exam. So here, in terms of easy questions, you should never go wrong. Now, what are those 14 questions that were easy? Now, you can see on the screen the list of topics. Now, whatever topics that you're seeing, you can pause the video and only make note of those topics in your notebook, which I consider as easy. Okay, so that by the end, you will have all the easy topics in one go, in one side of your notes. So now, you can pause the video and make a note of all the topics that I consider as easy, which you can later on reinforce yourself. Are they really easy or not? I hope polity is done. Now the second subject is geography. In geography, you have 17 questions that was asked, the total questions, and 11 questions out of geography were considered easy. Now I will show you the list of topics of geography. Pause the video and make a note of all those topics that are easy in geography in 2024 prelims. Here you go. Now in the screen, you are looking at the total economy questions asked in UPSC 2024 prelims exam. The total questions asked is 13 questions. There are 6 easy questions that were asked according to us. So also in the screen, you're seeing the list of topics that are put in economy that was asked in UPSC 2024 prelims exam. So here you can pause the video and make a note of all the topics that we consider it as easy, so that you can then verify it later. The next subject is environment. Total questions asked is 14 this in 2024 UPSC prelims, out of which, as you can see, only 5 questions are easy. Now, environment therefore is a difficult subject in the 2024 prelims. It is not necessarily going to be difficult in the upcoming year. Okay, but now what happens, just because environment this year was difficult, you are going to change the entire orientation of how you are going to study environment, because you are focusing on the other difficult questions that are there in the environment and forgetting the 5 easy questions. But you should understand that environment this year is difficult, next year polity can be difficult. So focusing only on the difficult question will not get you success. What you should focus is the easy questions. In every subject, there will be easy questions. Under any circumstances, if you always focus that you will not go wrong in the easy questions, you will clear prelims. And that is the secret. Now, in this environment also, your main aim should not be in the rest of the questions that are very difficult. That is the 9 questions. Your focus should be on the 5 questions. Can I get that 5 questions correct? For sure. Your accuracy in the easy questions will determine your success. So keep that in your mind. Now, let me show you all the topics of environment. You can make a note of, you can pause the video and make a note of all the topics that we consider it as easy. The next subject is international relations. Of late, international relations has also become very important. So that also has become one subject that you have to study. Now here in 2024 UPSC prelims, they had asked around 11 questions, out of which 5 were easy. So now I will show you a list of topics where I consider the few topics within international relations as easy. So pause the video and make the note of all the topics that we consider it as easy. The next subject is science and technology. The total questions asked in 2024 prelims were 9 questions. Out of the 9 questions, 4 questions are considered to be easy. Now I'll show you the list of topics. You can pause the video again, make a note of all the topics that are considered easy in science and technology. The next is ancient, medieval and art and culture. In this, 8 questions were asked in 2024 UPSC prelims, out of which 3 were considered easy. Now here also, many students are worried about the 5 questions where they are not able to answer, though they are reading basics good. They are telling that though I am reading one complete comprehensive advanced book in ancient, medieval art and culture, I am not able to answer those 5 questions that are difficult. You don't have to answer. There, the game is not about you getting the right in the extreme questions. The game is about you getting right in the 3 questions. So always your studies should be oriented in such a way that you should be able to answer the 3 questions. Your studies should not reflect whether you can answer that 5 questions or not. So I hope you are getting reinforced. Now out of 8 questions, 3 were considered easy. Now I will show you the list of topics. Make a note of it. You can pause the video and make the note of all the topics that we consider it as easy. The last two categories, this year they have asked these categories very exclusively. So I'm going to show these two categories also. That doesn't mean you should overemphasize, but it also means that you should have some type of preparation done. So the first is defense. In defense, there were 4 questions asked and one we consider it as easy. And government programs, there were 4 questions asked and one we consider it as easy. Now on the screen, I'm going to put the title of both defense as well as the government programs so you can see all the important topics. So now you can just make a note of the topics that we consider it as easy in both the categories, that is defense and government programs. So you can pause the video and make a note of that as well. Now, I hope that you have gone through all the subjects, you have made a note of all the topics. Now, 2 things I want you to do so that it gets reinforced in your mind how important the basics are. The first, sit and realize once the question that I'm going to ask, out of all the subjects that you saw, was there any subject where there were 0 easy questions? No. The answer is no. All the subjects had its own level of easy questions, its own number of easy questions. So what is an important learning from that exercise is all the subjects will have easy questions and it is my primary responsibility to get those easy questions right. So if I have to get the easy questions right, my first and primary objective as a student preparing for UPSC Prelims will be to master all the basic subjects. So this comes your first exercise. Always keep in your mind that your basics constitutes the 8 core subjects. These are the 8 core subjects that you are seeing on the screen. You have polity, economy, geography, environment, modern India, ancient medieval art and culture. You have international relations and science and technology. These are your 8 core subjects. Under any circumstances, don't neglect them. Again, I'm telling you, you're reading these subjects not to answer the extreme questions. You're reading the subjects to answer the easy questions. So this is the first thing that you should reinforce in your mind. That is, every subject will have its own easy questions and it is my primary responsibility to get it right. If you get this thing done, you're almost there of how to clear prelims. I will tell you the second thing now. The second thing is, now you have a list of easy topics of all the subjects of 2024 prelims. I want you to mark all these topics in the question paper of UPSC Prelims 2024. After marking it, I want you to sit like exam-like condition for half an hour and try to solve these 50 questions. See how much marks you get. You will be surprised. You will know how closer you are to the cutoff just by getting these questions correct. So that is what I want you to make you realize what is it is. If you are able to answer all the questions of basics at the easy level correct, you are 90% there near the cutoff. And if you are smart enough to handle the intermediate questions without getting nervous, if you are able to manage your time, you can clear prelims, you will pass through the cutoff. And this is the realization I want you to do in this video, and hence this episode becomes very crucial for your success. I hope and I want you to realize the importance of basics, because basics is everything in this exam. Yes, people are getting diverted because of different types of materials, different types of programs that are available in the market. You go for anything, it really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, what is going to save you? 90% of the game is in basics. So master them. Keep solving a lot of tests and make sure that you have good accuracy in your basics. When I say good accuracy in your basics, it is not the extreme questions. It is the questions that will actually fetch you good marks. So don't worry about the extremeness of any subject. Make sure that you have the basicness of all the subject. If you can do this, success is yours and you will be unstoppable. I hope this episode was helpful. I hope you will not neglect basics. I hope now you will sit and start preparing again for the exam. Get the rhythm back, get the momentum back and start preparing, guys. Sudeep will always be there with you, will always be supporting you. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Please like, share and subscribe, and please do leave a comment if you like this video. I'll see you again, guys, in the episode 3. Until then, bye.